Hello, folks. Welcome to our first podcast.
This is very different.
Yeah, it's very different. So I'd like to do this while birding, but obviously I'm incapable currently. So let's get into some of the questions. You guys sent us a big list of questions that are in front of me. I'm going to have to look at them because I'm rubbish at remembering them. And there was so many. Some of the questions have been asked by our fellow bird YouTubers. Yep. So in those cases, I'll put their channels up on the screen so you can check them out as well, because some of them are excellent. And one of them is Dutch Birder, who's asked, first question, how did me and Kaylee meet? So, I used to play music quite a lot in another town in North Wales. And I used to go to the open mic nights, and Kaylee's stepdad also used to go there.
Yep. And
he kind of played Cupid.
Yeah, it's his fault.
It's her stepdad's fault. So that's kind of how it happened. All around, kind of me playing guitar and nothing to do with birding, weirdly. So yeah, that was in 2019. So yeah, that's how we met.
Yep.
He also asked, how did you know, or did you know she was into birding before we started dating? And the answer is
no.
You weren't.
No, I wasn't.
She had a bit of history, didn't you?
Yeah,
seeing birds, but you wouldn't have called yourself a birder.
No, I wouldn't have called myself a birder at all. I was brought up around birds, chickens, and the peacock. My pet peacock.
She had a pet peacock.
But no, I wasn't.
So that
you were though.
I was.
Yeah.
So yeah, I birded as a child. I bird watched as a child as such, and kind of got into birding a bit after I lost my dad. He was a photographer for a living. I lost him in 2009, and about a year later, my mum asked if I wanted my dad's digital camera, and I said yes. And we went out and started taking photographs, and that kind of brought everything back. So I did it kind of on and off a bit until I met Kaylee, and then it went a bit crazy.
Yeah, not my fault.
And that leads us on to the next question, which was from Hawkin the Lens. He's got a YouTube channel as well, and he said, how long have you been birding? So that's more for Kaylee than me, because
You've done it on and off, haven't you, for a while? So I started birding in 2020.
And what started that?
What started the bearded vulture?
Bearded vulture, yeah, we had a bearded vulture in the UK.
Nigel wanted to go after the bearded vulture, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought it might be nice.
He dragged me along, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and then we went abroad, which we'll talk about a little bit later on.
Yeah.
Spark bird. So what started that for you? So it's kind of... I'm going to do mine first, actually.
I know mine.
Yeah, I'm going to do mine first quickly. So I'm going to do the spark bird that got me back into birding after getting my dad's old camera, and that was a robin. So I took a picture of a robin, and it was good, and everything flooded back. So that was mine. Kaylee?
Mine was a pie kingfisher in Africa.
Yeah.
Off the balcony in our honeymoon suite. I was obsessed.
Yeah, we went to Gambia on a honeymoon. It's somewhere I'd been twice previous, but I loved it. So I thought Kaylee might want to see it. Anyway.
And then the woodland kingfisher.
Yeah, you had a couple of kingfishers, so kind of pied and woodland kingfisher.
Did you?
Kind of was like the spark bird. So they're not
Absolutely.
British birds at all.
No.
But they're cool.
I know.
They're really...
That was truly and utterly an amazing trip, though.
It was, and we have been back once since as well. Yeah. And would like to go back again eventually.
Absolutely.
So the next question was, again, from Dutch Bird, who seemed to sneak a lot of questions in when I asked. What's our favourite places for birding in the UK and why?
Spurn. You probably guessed that.
Yeah, we do a lot of birding at Spurn. It's great for rarities. You can go there at certain times of the year and you've got no idea what's going to turn up.
Yeah.
Anything, really. Rarities, scarcities.
Yeah, and the community's nice around there, isn't it?
Yeah, there's quite a good birding community there.
Yeah, it's lovely. I enjoy that one.
I also like Mull.
Mull, oh yeah. Yeah, Mull's special though.
It is.
Yeah,
the scenery's just...
Mull's really good.
Something else. That's in Scotland, for anyone who doesn't know. An island in the Inner Hebrides. We've been there last couple of years in the summer, and just...
It's like an annual pilgrimage now.
It is, yeah. But great for white-tailed eagles, and it's just
phenomenal.
Nuts.
I like that one.
Suffolk's nice as well, yeah. Suffolk's great for like local birds, things that you kind of see there and not really many places else, like
Dartford warbler.
Nightingale.
Yep.
Stone curlew.
That's the one I was trying to think of.
Stone curlew, yeah. Yeah, there's a few birds down there. Woodlark, they're reasonably good down there. So, and there's a great RSPB called Minsmere who do great pastries. They're really good, really good.
Yeah, no,
they've got a great cafe.
I like it down there. Norfolk's another one.
Norfolk's nice, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of places in Norfolk. But if I had to pick one place, I'd probably say Spurn.
Yeah, that's our favourite, isn't it?
Yeah. Lovely. So, next question. This is from Alex HJ25, who said, do you have any countries you haven't visited which you would realistically like to within the next 5 years?
Costa Rica.
I've been once, but I didn't bird as much as I would have liked.
Oh no, got to do Costa Rica.
We want to do Costa Rica. Obviously, it's all contingent on money. And the other one, which we're planning and hoping to do early next year, is Lesbos, because we've been told by numerous people. It's
absolutely amazing.
That it's amazing.
Yeah, one of our subscribers even told us what hotel to look at. We're even going to that hotel. So
we haven't booked it yet because we're waiting on hopefully a little bit more money. But as soon as we can book it, we're going to try to get there in April next year. So that'll definitely be a video or two for you, which I'm so looking forward to after all of this that we're going through at the moment.
Looking forward to seeing mass strikes there.
Mass strikes, yeah. That's what you want to see.
That's what I want to see.
There's a load of birds I want to see there.
Not that I'm a big shrike fan.
She's a huge shrike fan. That might come up in another question later on. So another one was connected to this question, which was Eugene at Bird Docs said, which place or country would you most like to visit for birding? Right, if money wasn't an object, I've got an area which I'd love to go, which is kind of Ecuador and Peru, maybe Colombia, that kind of vague area. Just the biodiversity there, it just nuts. I'd love to go there. How about you?
Israel.
I
wanted to do Israel.
That's a problem at the moment.
That's a huge problem. But before all that was going on, I wanted to go to Israel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like the idea of Namibia as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, although it's a lot of it's desert, there are some quite cool birds there as well.
And Ethiopia.
Yeah, that's a bit dangerous at the moment apparently. But maybe in the future. I love Ethiopian food.
Yep.
That would be really good. So I'm going to move on to the next question, which is on the crease of the paper. I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this right. Ronald Nueva 5632 asked us about our anniversary. What was it for and for how long? That was our wedding anniversary. And that's 3 years. Yeah. We've been married for 3 years now. And he asked, when are we coming to the Netherlands? And as soon as you book us a flight. No, we'd like to come to the Netherlands because we'd like to bird there. I watch a few of Dutch birders' videos. And
yeah, we'd love to go across and meet everybody, wouldn't we?
I've been once to Amsterdam, but I'd like to bird there. There's one bird particularly that they've got in the Netherlands that I want to see, which is a blue throat. Yeah. Which do turn up in the UK occasionally, but I've never seen one.
No, not me.
So that's a good one for us. So the next one is a couple of questions that a couple of people asked. Shayna and Dutch Birder again for these 3 questions. So Shayna's got her own YouTube channel, so I'll put that up on the screen. Check that out. What do you feel is the most underrated aspect of birding? Right, that's a real tricky one because I haven't thought about this. I think
the excitement.
Yeah, when you actually finally, especially if you waited for something.
Yeah, the excitement, the thrill of the chase.
Oh, you say it's like a big game of Where's Wally.
It is. I absolutely love it.
I'd say
definitely the thrill of the chase. Definitely just the excitement of finding what you're going for.
Yeah, there's a couple of times I've been shaken after seeing things.
And it's more exciting if you've dipped a couple of times and then you get the bird.
Yeah, it depends what it is, but yeah, I'd say that was a good one. Right, these 2 other questions are connected. What behaviour in birding have you experienced that you hate the most?
Being stood on. That one I don't like very much.
Yeah.
Pale leaf warbler got stood on.
Yeah. I don't like when people get too close and spook the birds.
Yeah, that
That has happened before, and we've lost a bird on our year list this year that we did see, but didn't get on film, which was a black-throated thrush.
And we couldn't include that because it got spooked.
It got spooked by people getting too close.
Yeah.
So that I don't like. And when people start getting moody, we've seen that in hides a couple of times.
Yeah, people want to fight.
Which doesn't happen
in
much.
In front of children as well.
Doesn't happen much, but it has happened a couple of times.
Yeah.
And I don't like that at all.
No, I don't really.
The last thing that I didn't like, and this was probably one of my worst birding experiences, was an extremely rare, like super, super rare bird came to the UK called a Canada warbler.
And people were just like chopping down trees.
People were climbing trees, breaking branches and things to try and get to see this bird. And we didn't see it because we didn't want to be part of that.
No. So
we left without seeing it, which would have probably been the rarest bird we'd seen in the UK at that point.
I understand why people want to see the birds, and I get that, but that's just personally something I don't want to be doing myself.
Yeah. And then on the flip side, next question was, what's the coolest thing to have happened since we started YouTube?
Meeting everybody.
Yeah, meeting everybody. The community. You.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's been amazing. We started this off as a hobby.
Yeah.
And it just kind of got out of hand. Like, now we're doing videos every week and travelling around the country like nutters. And meeting you guys, and we love to chat when we do see you. It's amazing. We love it. Thank you. So I've got another 3 questions that came from 3 sources, which are named Michael Trotter 814, Gary Staffan 8550, and Dutch Birder. And I can't remember which one of these questions came from who, but they're all kind of connected.
You just wrote them all down in a clump.
Kinda, yeah. So somebody said, "What's your equipment rundown?" So this is.
Oh, I should have brought them down.
You should have. Well, the scape's in the van.
Should have brought them down.
Never mind.
Right, pause. I'm going to go get them.
You're going to go get what?
My binoculars.
Pause. We're back. She's back. I sat here all the time. So our gear is. I'm going to start off with the scope, which we don't have with us here.
No, that's a hawk. That is.
That's a hawk. It's reasonably inexpensive.
Yeah.
I don't use scopes for binoculars. I literally just use my camera, which I'll show you in a minute. Kaylee uses the scope a lot for things like sea watching and looking further in the distance at hides.
We've gone through about 3 tripods.
We've gone through a whole bunch of tripods. I broke one on a very windy day at RSPB Frampton Marsh.
He let go of it.
And we've still got a little bit of damage to the scope, but it's kind of working okay. So the binoculars, Kaylee's binoculars, are the more expensive thing which we bought.
They're Viking Ospreys.
Yeah, Viking Osprey binoculars, and they're good.
They're phenomenal. They're absolutely amazing. They're the best things I own.
So again, not quite Swarovski's territory, but we can't afford that.
And then I've got the harness to go with it.
And we've got a harness, because that's much easier.
Yeah, because if you're walking around all day, and it can hurt your neck, so these are well worth a buy.
So Kaylee's usually the spotter of birds, whereas I'm the filmer and photographer.
Yeah, so my job is spotting. Definitely spotting.
Which is exceptional, that.
Yep.
I have to say. She's picked up some serious... Well, we'll talk about that a little bit later on.
Yeah, I'm the finder of the birds and you're the filmer of the birds.
Yeah, occasionally I find them, but usually it's Kaylee. So that's the binoculars.
That's my binoculars, which we've been using today on a drive round.
We've had a bit of a drive round, of which we saw nothing.
Yeah.
We went up on the moors in North Wales to try and find merlin.
Yeah.
And it was just dead. It was snowy up there. It was hammering it down with rain, so we gave up on it.
Yeah.
My camera. So.
Can you reach it? Or do you want me to?
Yeah, no, I've got it. It's a Nikon P1000, which again isn't massively expensive. I think when I bought it, it was about £800, which is nothing in comparison to some of the cameras and lenses. The reason I got it is A, money, B, the fact that it takes video, which we need for the YouTube channel, and that it's got a really good zoom.
And it is the second one we've had. Which
is that. And we have had... I had one, which... I'll tell you a funny story at the minute how it broke. And we had to get this one and I had to take a finance deal to afford it. But it's a replacement because they've been discontinued. And because I use it so much, I thought, right, I've got to have one. So the previous one we had, which broke, I was in Africa on our honeymoon, and we were at a crocodile park, and a crocodile sneezed.
And he jumped.
Which is the weirdest sound you can ever hear. And if crocodiles don't sneeze, I don't know what on earth it did. But anyway, that camera dropped the lens, and luckily I had a spare camera with me, which was the predecessor to that, which was the P90, Nikon P9, P900. Sorry, but anyway, that's our gear. So we haven't got anything crazily expensive.
No.
Having said that,
We'd like to.
Someone has asked, are you planning to upgrading, replacing your gear?
Yeah, in future. Absolutely.
Hopefully, if we can afford it.
Yeah, Santa needs to put, some Swarovski underneath the Christmas tree.
That would be nice if Santa's
never
feeling very well off. The problem I've got, and this is a conversation we had before, whenever we're able to have any money, sorry if there's parrot noises in the background, we've got two parrotlets at the side of the room. You can hear them now. Whenever we have money, I seem to want to spend it on travel.
Yes.
Because it's in my kind of...
Every penny we have gets spent on travel.
Yeah. So, gear kind of takes the back burner unless it's essentially needed. And with the stuff we've got, even though it's not mega expensive, it does the job. So, that's answered that. And somebody asked the question, do we publish our bird sightings on websites such as eBird and Bubo? We only discovered Bubo after answering that question.
Yeah, we've never seen it before.
So we might use that. eBird, we have a joint account on eBird for our year list, and it's got some of my foreign birds I've seen on it as well. I think it's just under Nigel and Kaylee Cheetham.
It is, absolutely. That's our names.
So there you go. So that's those questions answered. John LFC Fan 1 asked us two questions. He asked, what's our favourite birding memory? Now that's really tough because I haven't thought about that. I liked seeing the searle buntings. That was a really nice birding memory.
Oh yeah, that was big for you though, wasn't it?
Because I had history with that from a kid, searle bunting. I also really liked, and I mentioned this to you earlier, was last year we saw a brown booby in the UK, which is just ridiculous. That are just nuts. That should be in tropical waters. And it was on a pier in windy east coast of the UK.
I'm just going to sort them parrots out.
She's going to shut the parrots up.
Sorry. They're just about to fight, that's what it is.
Oh, she's shutting the curtains. What's your favourite birding memory, babe?
Oh. Can I circle back to that question?
You want to circle back to
I'm going to have to because I can't... There's so many.
Right.
There's like so many.
John LFC fan, Kaylee's going to have to answer that a little bit later. Here's Kaylee's answer.
After a really long think about it, I think I finally come up with the answer. After an extremely long walk to the end of Sperm Point, we got to see something like it was out of David Attenborough. We got to see an Arctic skua chasing common terns up the beach. It was so amazing, so very close too.
I asked a really difficult one, which we talked about actually after seeing this question, which was, what's your favourite bird song?
Oh yeah, that one was
right. I'm going to go first with this. So, I like the noise that cranes make, common cranes, because it's really eerie, and I'm going to try and find some footage so you can listen to it. I really like that. And also the sound that waxwings make. And this is a bird that you guys in America call the Bohemian waxwing. Bohemian waxwing. Can't even say it. Bohemian waxwing. There's a blooper. I love those. They're really tinkly sounding. I think that's pretty much me.
Yeah.
What about you?
I had to think about this, didn't I?
Yeah.
Because I love shorebirds, so the sound of shorebirds are my favourite.
Oh yeah, when you get big flocks of wading birds.
Yeah, that's always my favourite. I still don't have an answer to that.
You mentioned
many.
You mentioned wood warbler.
Wood warbler. I loved that this summer. That was amazing. I still like the sound of a goldfinch.
Yeah, goldfinch.
That's never changed for me.
I used to like Chetty's warbler.
Yeah, used to. Yeah.
And they've
so you
become
get a
really
song out everywhere you go.
But they're really loud. And when you're trying to hear something else, Chetty's warblers just sing stupid loud. And they become a bit tiresome now. But they are cool birds. So, on to the next question, which is, I've got two people on this question. Eddie Devlin 754 and Craig with Chelsea. Both ask the same question in different words, which is, and it's a biggie, how do you make the time for so much birding with jobs and family?
That's an interesting one.
That is. Right, I'm going to start here. So, I'm stepdaddy. So, the girls, although as far as I'm concerned they're mine, they go to their daddy's houses every other weekend. And that's where we make our biggest trips. That's where we go away in the van. Sometimes with them if there's a problem with Dad.
Yeah, because Dad's got COVID at the moment, so the two big ones are upstairs, and the little one's gone with her dad.
So that's the brunt of our birding happens then. For what I call the in-between videos, which are the ones between the big trips, we work hard at that. We
do, we work really hard.
So
we put a lot of effort into this, an awful lot of effort into this.
Yeah. So I often go after work sometimes if I finish work early.
Especially in the summer. It's so much easier when the light's there.
When there's more light, yeah. And like the other day I went to see a stupid rare bird in the UK, a scarlet tanager.
And I was in work.
And Kaylee was working.
Yep.
So the decision was made that she's going to let me go, which she was gutted about.
I wouldn't have seen it even if I wanted to anyway, because I've got to be at the school for 3:00. So by the time you'd seen it, I'd have had to have left well before.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But I'm glad we did get it.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the rarest birds this year in the UK. And even though I saw it for like a minute and a half after waiting 4.25 hours or something. But it was great.
So what happens a lot is we send Nigel off to do some filming. I hold down the fort doing after school activities, food, everything else. And that's how we tend to do it. And I go out as much as I can in between school hours if I can, if I'm not in work. And weekends, most of all. Luckily, the two of our children quite like coming with us sometimes.
Which is good.
Yeah.
So the only drawback with that is occasionally I get birds that Kaylee hasn't seen, but
golden oriole being one of them.
There's not many. There's only a few. Like we looked at our British lists the other day, didn't we?
Yeah.
And my British list currently is only about 11 or 12 birds more than yours.
Yeah, it's not much difference in it, is there?
And 3 of them are ones in the last year.
Yep.
Which is golden oriole, Bonaparte gull, and scarlet tanager. Oh, and there's another one, black-winged pratincoll.
Yeah, you had that one.
So I had 4 birds where I went where Kaylee couldn't.
And every single time I was in work.
She was in work. So it just works out like that sometimes. So that's the answer to that question. We put an awful lot of work into it.
We do. And a lot of time and effort, don't we?
And then obviously video editing, as anybody else who does YouTube knows, that's quite time consuming. So I generally bury myself in the bedroom in front of a computer and edit videos.
For hours. And then he shows me the video and I pick it apart.
Yeah, I have to edit it again. So, not so much this one, hopefully. Right, on to the next thing. Dean Brooks, who's someone we've actually met, looking at a grey phalarope earlier in the year.
Oh, yeah.
He said, what's your top 5 birds you've seen this year? Do you want to go first?
No.
Or do you want me to?
Yep.
Sure? Top 5 I've seen this year. Right, okay. Little bunting is definitely there. I really enjoyed seeing that. Myrtle warbler, that's an American warbler. That was really surreal because we had to go in somebody's backyard. Crazy. Dark-eyed junco, another American one, because I had a bit of a history. When I was about 17, 18, one of those turned up in Chester where I lived as a kid, and I did actually go and see it. And I thought, oh, we're not going to get another one of them in the UK, so Kaylee can catch up on me. And guess what?
It turned up.
It turned up. But that was a really cool bird, so that's 3.
Your pale leg's got to be up there.
Pale leg leaf warbler. I'm going to put Arctic warbler in there.
Oh, yeah, that was...
Because we had a really nice view of an Arctic warbler.
Yeah, that was good.
And number 5, This is going to be really tough. I'm actually going to put a British bird in there just because of how we saw it, which is white-tailed eagle. Because we saw a white-tailed eagle killing what I thought at the time was a gull, but it turned out to be a goose in the shallows in Mull. And it was like something out of a David Attenborough film to see. It was crazy.
Yeah, that was...
So they're my 5. Good luck.
Woodchat shrike?
Woodchat shrike, yeah. She's a shrike diver. Yeah.
Because that was just exciting, wasn't it?
That was cool.
The pale leaf warbler, because I got really good views of that. I did really well with that one.
So I don't know if you've seen that video, but that was a pale-legged leaf warbler.
Yeah.
That is the only living one recorded in Britain that's been confirmed as that species. And it was a manic day. Yeah. But that was a cool bird.
Yeah, I liked that one. That was a good one. I'm going to go with the white-tailed eagles.
There's 3.
Yeah, absolutely. Dark-eyed jonco.
Yeah,
we'll go with that. Oh, you're going to make me choose another one, aren't you?
There's one more, yeah. I'm even thinking back earlier in the year.
Hawfinch for this year.
Hawfinch. Yeah. That's a British bird, but it's quite scarce these days. So
that's my granddad's bird.
That's a bird that Katie's granddad showed her as a kid, and then they've declined in numbers.
They disappeared. They used to be outside the church, and they disappeared.
So that was really nice for you to see.
Yeah, I was really happy.
And a bird I've only seen a few times, so that was really nice. Yeah. I hope that answers your question. This may change actually when I start looking through what I have seen this year.
It's crazy because it's so subjective, isn't it?
Oh yeah, and I've probably forgotten things.
Because it's what you feel in that moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've
forgotten things too.
Yeah, well you will. Because you see so much, and then you look back through the videos. That's the good thing about having these videos.
Yeah.
Is that you can remind yourself.
It's like a memory as well.
Yeah, it's really good.
In a nutshell. So Dean Brooks actually asked another thing. He said, if you get to 270, do you think you'll ever do a 300 year?
No.
Not anytime soon.
No, it's impossible.
When maybe we might do one when the kids are grown up, a little bit more grown up. Or if we do another one next year, which we may do, if that goes particularly well,
we'll up it.
We'll up it a bit more, but we've got to do it. We've got to be realistic because this year we've really, really, really prioritised birding, and we've pushed and we've done well.
It's hard with having the children though. Because they've got so many things on the go, what they've got to do and parties and all that you don't have time to. I couldn't do 300, nowhere near.
Maybe in the future though.
Yeah.
As I say, we have a particularly good year. We've done better this year than I expected. This is our first big year.
Yeah, we have done better.
So we set our original target at 240 and we've beaten that already by 21.
Smash that, yeah.
which is crazy, really. So we've got a follow-on question from that, from Sam underscore Sam underscore new one. He said, how much has the big year cost? Lots.
It's not even to think about it. It's not talk about it.
Yeah, lots. Diesel mainly, because
it's all diesel.
It's the van. Yeah. But we don't, other than the start where our previous van was in and we had to use, or was kaput, and we had to use
travel lodges.
Other than that, we don't pay for accommodation.
No, and we don't. We've managed to nail it down so we're not spending
too much on food as well.
Yeah.
But at the moment, I would say, if you wanted a rough answer, I would say each trip, each weekend, can cost us between £100 and £150.
Yeah.
I would say ish.
Yeah.
So that's between £200 to £300 a month. Luckily, YouTube is helping us out a little bit now we're monetised. So our aim is for it to cover it, which we'd really like.
Yeah.
We've had very kind YouTubers who've donated money in super thanks. Like, I've got to mention Tony Critcher, because he comments on all of our videos. And he's a star. He's sent us a little bit via super thanks. And we really appreciate it. So our aim is for YouTube to cover itself financially. That would be really nice.
Yeah, if we can get up to £300 a month, we'll be there.
Yeah.
Because in the work car you can go anywhere and it costs you hardly anything.
Yeah.
The van does cost more.
I get a car through my job, a lease car. It's really economical. And we drove to France when we did our France videos earlier in the year. That is really economical. The van isn't. No.
No.
Not at all. But you couldn't sleep in the work car, whereas you can sleep in the van really comfortably.
Exactly.
So that's nice. We love the van. It's amazing. So I hope that answers your question, Sam. So I've got a question now, which has been asked by 3 different people in different ways. Ian HPR, Cosmic Imperative, and Lula Leposca, I hope I got that right, asked basically how we find out about rare birds. So that generally...
That's Bird Guides.
Bird Guides, an app called Bird Guides we pay for, which isn't much, and that's brilliant. Yeah. Really, really good, because you can drop a pin on the bird if someone's put the pin in the right place. So that's the primary one. Yeah,
it's Bird Guides WhatsApp groups.
We've got 2 WhatsApp groups we're in, which is for Spurn and North Wales here.
Facebook. I'm part of many groups on Facebook. I also use... I forgot what the blooming app's called now.
I use
Instagram.
X. I use Instagram.
And you use X. I don't use X, but you do.
Twitter, yeah. But that usually just doubles up on what's on Bird Guides or the WhatsApp groups. So I would say Bird Guides and the WhatsApp groups are probably...
the best ones to go with, yeah.
I'd certainly recommend Bird Guides.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Some people use Rare Bird Alert, don't they?
Yeah, that's much the same, but set out differently.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's where we find out about the rare birds. And then we choose where we're going based on, usually, if there's more than one bird in a vague area that we want to see.
Yep.
We generally try and go for anything that's what we call mega rare. We try to.
They're going to start again.
Oh, the parrots are just about to start fighting. We can see them. They're going to make noise. If you hear any noise, it's the parrots. Yeah, so that's how we choose. Generally, if there's a mega, we generally go for the mega. Otherwise, we choose if there's a few birds in a vague area we want to see. So we can, on one weekend, we can maybe hit 3 birds or 4 birds.
And whilst you're doing that, you tend to pick up all your British birds that you need along the way, don't you?
Yeah.
So
that's answered that question. So Dutch Bird is back with a question again. And he says, what's the rarest bird you found yourself? Right, this is tough because we haven't much.
No, but we've refound stuff, but we've not...
I've
not found one myself.
I found a glaucous gull once, an adult one, at a recycling centre in Widnes.
Yeah.
I thought I found it because I wasn't aware it was there. And I saw it, but turns out that somebody had seen it before me. So I can't... Although I'd like to count that, that's the nearest I've got.
Yeah, we don't exactly go out looking for rare birds because we just don't have time to do that.
Not
if it did stumble across one, that'd be epic, but...
Yeah. We're generally just going after ones that other people have found.
Yeah, especially with this year's challenge. It's not been looking for our own rarities. It's been getting as much onto the list as you can.
I'd say that, yeah.
Absolutely. And as fast as you can as well.
It's pretty, usually it is pretty like, we've seen that, right, we're off to the next thing now, 2 hours drive.
But you have to.
That's kind of how it goes a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if you kind of see that in the video, maybe you do. The next question was from the phone scoping birder, who I believe we may have met as well before. Okay. I think so. He said, what's been your most painful dip this year? That's tough. I've dipped water pipit many times this year. I don't know if it's the most painful.
Eagles.
Golden eagle in Scotland, where we got white-tailed and we didn't
really
get
sad.
golden. That was a shame.
We spent 2 days driving round trying to find it.
We did. Oh, that was a shame.
Round and round and round.
That could be it, yeah. I'm sure there's more dips that we've had. Cause
that one was painful, though.
Yeah. There's been a couple that have been... White rump sandpiper was tough.
Yeah.
At Spurn, that was a bit of a difficult one. So I'd say that. Yeah. And then he said on the flip side, what was your best twitch? Well, that kind of harks back to the what's your favourite birds this year. But actually, as a twitch, as a good experience, I would probably say I'm going to go back again. I think Woodchat Shrike was a good one, the one that you said.
That's my favourite.
And Dark-Eyed Junco was a good twitch as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we had to work for both of them.
Yeah, we did.
And Little Bunting again as well, because we had to go back for that, didn't we?
Well, Pale leaf warbler, that was really fun.
Oh yeah, I
That
forgot
was
about that.
really,
Yeah.
really fun. It was a really fun twitch, that one.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was the most irritating twitch I've ever done. So
Yeah, and it was tough.
it was like a roller coaster of a day. That.
You've seen it, you're not seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, hearing it, but not quite. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
interesting.
so it was. I definitely put that in there.
Next one, Steve Evans Films said, "What's yours and Kaylee's most wanted bird?" Right, I wanted to ask you, Steve Evans Films, do you mean UK or world?
Should we just answer both in the UK and then the world? Because I know my world bird.
Your world, the one you want to see most in the world.
Yeah.
Okay, you go with that.
Mine's the King of Saxony.
King of Saxony, bird of paradise. She
Yeah.
wants to see. Papua New Guinea for that.
Papua
don't I?
New Guinea, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the bird I want the most.
I said mine. I can't remember what it was. I had to think about it a lot as well. There's probably like a whole bunch.
My British bird would be a capercaillie.
Yeah, I'm there with that. Capercaillie in the UK, definitely. World bird. That is tough. I'm not sure.
It's forgotten.
I have. There's a lot. I'd like to see actually one of the birds from America. I don't know if this is one that I'd like to see more than anything, but I would really like to see evening grosbeak. I'd really like to see that because that's a cool looking bird. Oh yeah, Picathartes.
Picathartes.
Yeah, that's in Central Africa.
Yeah, you knew what I meant.
Yeah, I'd like. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's the one I want to see.
Picathartes,
That's
yeah.
really rare. Check that out if you have a look on the internet. That's a hell of a bird.
Yeah.
So I hope we've answered that question. Both say capercaillie for the UK. My friend Jordan at Bright Eyed Birding asked a big question, which is, what is you and Kaylee's favourite bird? Right, I'm going to add a bit of a caveat to this because mine changes depending on how I feel. But one bird that has stayed near the top of my list a lot has been the waxwing.
Yeah.
I would say that'd have to be a pretty staple bird that I always love seeing.
Well, I'm going to give a shout out to Jack.
Golden pheasant.
Well, why not? We own him.
She says golden pheasant. We've got a golden pheasant in our aviary, who's our logo,
Which is our Jack.
called Jack, and she's going to say golden pheasant.
Well,
That's
I'm
her
going to say
favourite bird.
Jack.
Excellent. That's
Why
a
not?
good answer.
Yeah.
Good answer. Next question was by Rob Scotcher, asking what birds we like to go and see most when we're not trying to complete a challenge.
Seabirds.
Sea
Sea
watching. Yeah,
Yeah.
so near
Definitely sea watching and shorebirds. We do a lot of that.
waders, yeah.
Waders. And the black grouse.
black grouse. Yeah, we've got black grouse which live maybe 15-20 minutes away from us, which are quite rare in the UK. So we've got somewhere where you can reliably see them quite close out the car window, which is amazing. Back to the sea watching thing, we're lucky to be quite near the coast where...
What are we, 30 minutes away?
Probably, yeah, about that.
You might be able to get there even quicker than that.
So we've come now to our final question. From Goofy R63. I've left it to the end. That's good, isn't it? Will you do more Aviary videos? Because that's how we started our YouTube channel in lockdown, putting up our Aviary. Probably not is the answer. And we may do in the future if things change, but we've had a real problem with rats over the last 2 years, which have decimated all our birds. And however much I try, I can't get rid of them. So we've still got our pheasants.
We've still got some birds.
We've still got a duck.
Here and things,
we've got the two parrotlets that are over there.
Yeah, we had to get rid of a load of them just to save them.
Yeah. And another question by the same person was, do we like coots? It's very, very direct. Coots are fine. Don't mind coots. They're okay.
They're just everywhere.
So that's basically, I think, all of the questions.
Yeah.
If there are any questions we've missed, or if any come in after we've recorded this, we will do another session. So we'll keep the questions for next time. So,
we wanted to talk to you about merch though, because
merch,
we are really aware that the merch on our site is expensive and coming from America. So we're trying to find somewhere where we can get locally source it from over here, really, aren't we?
Yes.
It's all down to quality, because I don't want anything with prints on it. So
we want embroidered.
Yeah, I want it embroidered.
And that's why we're using the place we are at the moment, because the quality looks amazing. Jordan at Bright Eyed Birding uses them. He wears
so
them.
we know it's good. But we need to find, in the end, somewhere here.
Yeah, we'd like to.
So if anybody knows anybody, let us know. Because we're struggling quite a bit with that, aren't we?
We are. We need somewhere in the UK which does quality stuff.
Which we can link to YouTube.
That embroiders instead of prints. We had one more come in whilst we were recording, actually.
We did, which was...
Oh, if we'd ever been to Germany birding. And I've been to Germany, but not birding.
I've also been to Germany, and I've not been birding in Germany.
And if we're ever in the neck of the woods, we will bird.
Yeah, absolutely. And another question that the same person asked was, what's our plan for next year?
That's a biggie, actually. I did want to talk about that. We don't know. That's the answer. We're not sure. My gut feeling is to see how well we do on this big year.
And beat it.
And do a bigger one. You talked about trying to be in the top 10 on eBird for the UK.
That's what I want to do next year. That's my goal, is to be in the top 10 of eBird by the end of the year.
But we probably need to put a number on it in order to have something tangible throughout the year to follow.
But that is my goal.
That would be nice.
To be in the top 10.
So
I think I'm dreaming, but I'm going to go for it.
Well, I think we're about top 20 or ish.
We need a couple of pelagic trips. We've got to get him on a boat.
You've got to get me on a boat. I've not got sea legs. You've managed it a couple of times, but nothing that extreme.
And we need to get up to Shetland.
We do need to get either to Shetland or the Scillies to try and get some of those.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's kind of it, I think. If you've got any other ideas, throw them at us. And also, I wouldn't mind a couple of foreign trips. We're hoping to get to Lesvos, so if we can afford another, a drive like we did.
Oh, yeah, because we liked that, didn't we? That was lots of fun. We'd like to go across to Holland, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
We have spoke about that a couple of times.
Yeah, we'd like to do a bit of, drive abroad again, which would be excellent. And I think that's pretty much our plan so far. But again, feel free to comment with ideas.
Yeah, any ideas. We like ideas.
So I would say that now probably concludes our first podcast.
It does.
Thank you for joining us. That was a must, because I'm out of the game. I don't know what's going to happen next week. I'm hoping I'm going to be well enough to at least do a little bit of light birding in the next week.
Yeah.
But we'll keep you posted on what we're doing, and if we can't do next week, we'll definitely be back the following week.
Yeah.
So please stick with us for that. And I've got to say a big thank you to everybody we've seen on the road.
Yeah.
Everybody who supports us and watches us. We can't thank you enough.
And everybody that sent you well wishes.
Oh, everyone who sent well wishes. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, as our normal birding videos go, please like.
Please subscribe.
And please press the notification.
This has been the oddest thing I've ever done.
I know. See you next time.
Bye.